debate.
What's up, everybody? It's up for debate. I'm sorry about not nailing that intro. That little gap in between. I was actually responding to Mike on the mic before with a topic we'll get into later tonight. But hey, let's kick it off with our first topic. And obviously, you guys watched this weekend the Pro Bowl. It was two-hand touch. Mac Jones was doing the gritty. Should we just do, instead of the Pro Bowl, a fight to the death of the two worst teams in the NFL first overall pick? I mean, at this point, it certainly feels like it, right? I mean, this would be an entertaining game, I think. What do you guys think?
That would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. That would be hilarious.
Let me ask you guys one question too, Jay. Let me hear what you think about this. So I was in a Facebook group. You know, we've been grinding in these Facebook groups trying to grow our podcast. So if you're here listening tonight from Facebook, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. But the point is, somebody said that this would be disrespectful, and he was like, "This would be disrespectful to the players. They shouldn't have to do this for your entertainment when it's a meaningless game and the season doesn't matter." I said, hold on. Meaningless game. This is for the first overall pick. So think about how this game could have went last year. You know what I mean? When the Jets were there. And it was the Jets and Jaguars fighting for this pick, I believe. So imagine if, like, literally the Jets go out and they're fighting and they win that game somehow. That would be the most better. I think that would be more entertaining than the Super Bowl, because that can change the tide of your Super Bowl, and your team can only play in that ever so often. I think that would be so entertaining.
It would literally be the toilet bowl, bro.
It would, but it would be more viewed than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it'd be tough. All right, so there's two reasons why it's tough. Well, first of all, I thought you said that they were actually get maybe their 5-star players and actually be in the octagon or in the square circle and actually fight it out. You know what I'm saying? But this is cool. The game's cool too. I want to see a fight. I want to see Trevor Lawrence fight a defensive lineman or something like that, and just go and get some gloves, boxing ring, and see what they got. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. But as far as the football game goes, I think that's the only problem with it, because I actually think that'd be fun. Because it's you are playing for something. It's more meaningful for you to play for a first-round pick than for you to take for a first-round pick, right? That's more exciting. But now the problem is that if you really suck, if you were the Jaguars last year and you just were really terrible, not only do you suck, but now you can't get the first-round pick because you're not going to beat nobody else in the league. So it's going to really make it really hard for teams to get a first-round pick, because if you suck, you're just not you're just not going to get it. So it's tough. I'd be all for it. But then I think people will complain and be like, "Oh, we're never gonna get a pick because that's why we suck, because we never get a pick." And picks supposed to turn the tide around for the franchise. So I'm all for it though, Dalt. I mean, you don't want to be that trash team, but I'm all for it because who cares about them? Who cares about the Lions and the Jaguars and them? Let them just never get a draft pick and always suck. I would be all for it.
I think
I'd be up for it just for some more football and some pure entertainment.
I'm with Viv. More football, and this game. Hot take, excuse me, but this is going to be more viewed than the Super Bowl. Think about it. What fan bases have the most fans? Usually the bandwagons, but usually the very bad teams too have the most loyal fans. Yeah, they're going to show out for this game. If you tell a team that they have a chance to get a guy that could change their franchise, like Trevor Lawrence. Think about the real what's at stake for one game. That could be the next 10 years of your franchise. Imagine if the year that the Patriots sucked before, they took a player. I know that they took Tom Brady in the 6th round, but imagine if we knew what Tom Brady was and they go into that game and they win and they get a player like that. I'm just saying that this would be, I think, so much more entertaining, because this, is not one Super Bowl, hypothetically. This could be 5 Super Bowls, 10 Super Bowls, depending on the player, really. It's the first overall pick. I mean, it's really crazy to think about what this game could mean. I don't think the NFL would do it, but I saw a meme about it, and I thought it would be fun to talk about. It would certainly be cool. What'd you say, Jay? Sorry about that.
Yeah, you cut out there for a bit, Jay.
You cut out for a sec. Maybe.
Yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
One thing I do want to talk about too, Jay's fixing that, is obviously we heard.
That's because my phone was ringing. Damn.
Oh, bet now we can hear you. One thing I wanted to talk about too with you guys, like the unfortunate news, obviously. Last night we heard it after the Pro Bowl, but Alvin Kamara getting battery, substantial bodily harm. This kind of surprised me because Kamara is, like, I think, a pretty smart player, got a good head on his shoulders. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I mean, stuff happens. I honestly don't know too much about this situation, but I do know that he's out on bail now. So I think, yeah.
Has he said anything, or have the Saints said anything yet as an organization or anything along those lines? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think they have. No.
So that's just kind of crazy to think about because, like, it just shocked me because, like, look at how the Saints have changed really in the past 5 years. Think about how unfortunate of a past 5 years they've had. They had everything go on with the with the refs in the playoffs and everything that was unfortunate there for the years. There was like 2 or 3 occasions of that. Then they had Breeze retire. That obviously sucks when I know he's old, but he's definitely, your franchise QB. Now Sean Payton leaves, and then you have this. I mean, they're really in full rebuild mode right now. It just kind of sucks to see, like, that whole Saints era kind of fall apart before our eyes. First it was Breeze, then it was Payton. Really, first it was Michael Thomas, and now it's Alvin Kamara, and it's everybody. It's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, we could honestly see Michael Thomas get traded very soon. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I'm making a video on it, and let me know what you think of this. But I could see Michael Thomas going to the Patriots.
I could see it. I mean, it would be really, really useful for Mac Jones.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be good, and, like, it would help out Aguilar. There's just so many pieces. But anyway, back to Kamara, just to kind of, like, say our last points here. I just think – so I actually looked up what substantial bodily harm is, and you guys can read the definition there. That just tells me that you really had to get Alvin Kamara angry if he hurt somebody like that. You know what I mean? Because, like, Alvin does not do that. I just could not see that. What's up, Sarge? Welcome, welcome. And TDs, welcome, welcome. But, like, we got
a lot of people in the live as well. Excited to see that. Thank everyone in TikTok live. Thank you guys for joining so much. We're live on YouTube as well right now, streaming the podcast.
Yeah, and back to Kamara, just the fact that it was substantial bodily harm, I just think that that's crazy. Like, you had to get this guy really mad, and he's usually pretty level-headed, so it kind of shocked me.
Yeah. Excuse me. No, yeah, you're right. It shocked me as well. I was like, holy crap. Like, this actually happened. I mean, I would figure, like, I mean, a lot of times what's happened in these situations, like, somebody, like, provokes an athlete. So, honestly, I would give Kamara the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I would too. I think we got to see what happens. We'll see. I just think it was insane. Like I said, Kamara is a pretty level-headed dude. So to see that whole Saints franchise kind of fall apart before our eyes, it's going to be interesting. One thing that we'll get into for Sarge right now is he asked about Kyler Murray. Did you see that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's just been what his third season has just finished. I think we're all overreacting.
I think so too. And the thing is, a lot of people don't know that he was never following the Cardinals on Instagram. I think that that's strange as is, but I mean, it is what it is. But apparently there's some beef there. I don't know if he was supposed to get a contract extension. That was what Donnie was saying. Credit to Pick and Spreads. If you guys aren't, follow him on TikTok. I saw his video. He's a diehard Cardinals fan, so I really trust his opinion. But he was basically saying he thinks it's something with the GM and Kyler maybe, and trying to work out a deal, and Kyler trying to get extended.
Yeah, he should see an extension soon.
Here's a good question, Viv, in the TikTok. Who has a better mustache, Taft, Grover, or Cleveland? You take it, Jay, then you take it, and I'll take it last.
I don't know, but all I'm saying is I have a better mustache than all of them. And both of them.
All right, who do you got, Jay?
I don't know who any of those people are. I don't think we Pat Mahomes.
Presidents of the United States.
Excuse my language.
Yeah.
I don't even-
Yeah, weird question, John.
William Howard
Robert
Taft
Joseph.
or Grover Cleveland? I'm going Taft.
I've never seen these men before. I'm not gonna cap. Mustaches. I never even knew presidents had mustaches. I thought they were clean
See, bro,
shaven.
I'm only 2 years removed from high school, so I've still seen them.
All
you were
right,
like,
well,
I'm saying-
I'll wrap it up then. We'll just go Grover. But anyway, Jay,
I'm
what
the
do you
young guy
think
here.
about this Cardinals drama?
I think that it's not a big deal. Like, you know how like people are gonna make a big deal about things because the off season's coming, and we're gonna make a story about everything. But I don't think it's a big deal. I think Kyler unfollowed them on social media or whatever. Like you said, he wasn't even following to begin with or something like that. I heard he took down pictures. That was the other thing, right? He took down some pictures. But it's social media. You're Kyler Murray. You're watching the Rams go back to the Super Bowl. You're basically your rival in the NFC West. You've seen the Seahawks win one before you got there. The other team in there, the Niners, almost went to the Super Bowl, and they just went to one like a year or two ago when they lost. So he's probably just like in his feelings, like Drake said. You know what I'm saying? He's just in his feelings right now because the Cardinals are the one team that can't seem to make it there, and he's on that team in that division. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be all right. Offseason will happen. Training camp will happen. He should be back in the Arizona Cardinals uniform come start week 1, and I think he'll be fine. They might not make it anywhere again, but I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Where's he going though, dog? If he leaves the Cardinals, I know people want him. I know Washington would love him.
I don't even want to say like where he would go because I don't even want to answer that question because it's still off the wall, but I will. I guess if I could see him go anywhere, Cleveland. It sounds insane right now. It really sounds insane. But that defense, I think, is pretty good, and I think that he would just kind of fit in with that culture and the people there. I think that he would fit in with the coaching staff. I think that he would do everything that Baker Mayfield is supposed to do in that offense, except better. So, and with Nick Chubb too, like that just helps. So if they go out and get like somebody with the 13th pick in my mock draft that I have them taking Treylon Burks or Chris Olave could be there. So if they go out and get somebody like him and then bring in Kyler Murray, which won't happen, I'm just saying hypothetically, that would be insane. But obviously it won't happen. Yeah. I just think the drama, it just goes to show you guys how the media kind of manipulates stuff. Like this wasn't even a story hours ago because I was looking up NFL news and literally it's 9:24 on the East Coast, and with that like 6 o'clock probably, this was becoming a thing. It's just
it's gonna be a lot of news stories, but I'm here for him. You know what I'm saying? I think Kyler's gonna play for the Cardinals in week 1, but it would be interesting because a lot of teams would want him. So if the Cardinals mess that, it kind of reminds me of AB in Oakland back. It might have been Vegas already, but when he went, he said,
"No, it was Oakland. It was Oakland. It was Oakland.
It was Oakland, right? Yeah. So it's just like that situation. It's like how much of a bad GM do you have to be to mess up having a top player in your team? Because another team will take him up, and AB won a Super Bowl with the Bucks not too long after. So if they mess up Kyler and he goes to a team that is contending that needs a quarterback, and they go to the Super Bowl, the fans are going to be like, get that man out of here, fire him. They just messed it all up because when are they going to get a quarterback like Kyler Murray in Arizona again? Like how long would that take? So they better not mess this up.
You're right. Yeah,
no, you're absolutely correct. They better not mess it up.
Fix it.
Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. Do you guys have anything?
Nope, just make Kyler happy. That's all I got to say about it. Do what you got to do.
Make Kyler happy. I agree.
Steve Kim, do your thing.
Yeah, so you guys heard the news too. This guy kind of looks like me. He kind of looks like Logic in a way, but the Miami Dolphins get a yeah. You like that, Jay? You like that analogy?
My favorite hire. Yes, my favorite hire so far.
So let's talk about it. The Miami Dolphins hire Mike McDaniel. I mean, Jay, take it away. What are your thoughts on this guy?
I love this guy's personality. I love everything about this guy. I mean, he's still pretty young, 38 years old. He coached the Niners. The Niners offense, I'm sure you guys, I've talked about it all playoffs. They have my favorite offense as far as like coaching and the scheme and how they do it. Like I love their offense. Shanahan gets a lot of the credit, but you got to give this guy a lot of credit. I mean, Jimmy G looks like a superstar. He may not look like that when he leaves to the team, another team next year. And I know, Baby's like, no, that sucks.
Jimmy G sucks. What do you mean?
No, Jimmy G might actually suck.
Jimmy G's terrible.
But this guy made him look good, and this guy took him to a Super Bowl. And
Jimmy G still sucked. It's just the team was good.
Yeah, the offensive. I think just the offensive quarter, the offense how it ran was great. Plus, he's a mixed race guy. We're just talking about like diversity in the NFL. That's something that was like a big topic. The Brian Flores situation where he was doing the NFL and things like that. The ring rule. Now we have a mixed race guy. I like it. I like the diversity. So I'm all for that. And yeah, I mean, and that's something else. I don't know if I told you guys this because this was about 2 years ago now. Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl, and I was super happy because we finally got like a mixed race guy like doing it. That's representation. And now we have a mixed race coach because I've never seen that before. So I think that's like a big step forward for like diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't seen that, and that just opened the doors for maybe like an Asian head coach one day or something like that.
Yeah,
I just like it.
I totally love your points. Like, Sean Desai, he was the first Indian or defensive or coordinator of any sort to be of Indian descent. So that was pretty cool. I love your points about diversity. I think that coming from the Shanahan system is just a good idea. That's the reason I like Kevin O'Connell so much. He comes from the Sean McVay system for us, and so for the same reason I like the Mike McDaniel hire.
Facts.
Yeah, I see this like article. I didn't know that Mike McDaniel was mixed, but apparently this article I'm reading right now, it's actually kind of funny. Apparently this guy, I guess, like on the news was trying to like rip an NFL team for hiring another white guy, and he was like, "This is stupid. You guys shouldn't have hired another white guy." Blah 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 blah. And apparently, he got ripped because they're like, "Dude, he's a mixed race. What are you saying? You're wrong." So
people are idiots.
People need to pay attention. But what I have to say about this guy, I mean, I could say it, or guys, I could let YouTube say it. And what better person to describe his personality than Mike McDaniel than himself? Yes, guys, I brought him on the show tonight. You're welcome. Watch his interview, guys. I think that this just captivates his personality and what he's going to bring to the Miami Dolphins. Can you guys hear that okay?
For you guys to truly take in how physically imposing I am. So whenever you guys are ready to start, let's do it. Say it again. What do we got? You got anything going on? Just hanging out in the auditorium? All right. Just going to drag it out of me, huh? God. Make me do all the work. What do you guys got for me? I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. See you guys. So how we doing? What do we got? That's a cool question because
I feel like I'm watching Saturday Night Live.
Your past game, you want it to be. There's a rhythm and timing to everything, a history of smaller offensive linemen. But that's really, we haven't invested second-round draft picks into offensive linemen. We'd prefer everyone to be 400 pounds and 6'10", if you could engineer that. So that was fun.
And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But the point is, I just think that he's awesome. And the point that I love that I'll hit home one last time, this guy never played football before. That just kind of blows my mind because whenever you talk about somebody talking about football or playing football, you see a lot of women get a lot of hate because they never played football. Yet they're out there, they're commentating, they're speaking on it. Even me, I'll tell you guys what, I've never played a snap of football in my life, but I still understand the sport. I'm still a fan. I still eat, sleep, breathe, and love it. And I love
same here. Never played football, but still love it.
And I love the fact too that people like us, Vib, who have never played it but have a love and passion for the game, are getting an opportunity to coach and being recognized. Because I think what's interesting about life is you can change and you can have different interests and different habits throughout life. And maybe at one point he wasn't interested in football, and then bam, he just eats, sleeps, and breathes it, and that's who he is now. And I love it. I think it's awesome, and I think this guy's really going to succeed. I think the main reason is he really has a good personality, and I think the players will really get behind this guy.
Well, I think to your point, actually, I've always favored commentators and coaches that have never played at the professional level, like the grandest stage, like NBA, NFL, things like that, who haven't played at that level, because I feel like they have a different perspective of it. And a lot of times when I see coaches in sports that play at that level, it's hard for them to coach because they don't understand how the players are coaching aren't as good as them, or aren't as good as they used to be when they were playing. I think it's easier for these coaches to say, all right, this is what we're going to do. If you don't get it, it's fine because, hey, I wouldn't be able to get it either if I was out there. That's why we're practicing, and the players respect that. So I like Mike McDaniels personality-wise. I like his background, like you guys mentioned. I just like everything about this guy, honestly. Like, this is a one coach. I just had this conversation with somebody about 3 weeks ago. There's not a coach in the NFL I really like, but now I can say 100% there's a coach that I 100% like in the NFL now. It's Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniel.
There's two. You know who else you like, Viv. Or I'm sorry, Jay. You know who else you like.
WP.
That's Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, we haven't even heard anything about the Vikings situation yet, right? No reports yet. They're still interviewing.
Oh no! We got our guy, Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, you did?
He'll just sign with us after the Super Bowl.
Rams.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
man, you gotta do something good next year, man. We invested in LA. But go ahead, Viv.
Yeah, no, we have our guy. It's basically been confirmed because we didn't even give Jim Harbaugh an offer.
So
I like Jim Harbaugh too.
I like him, but I like Kevin O'Connell better. I wanted Kevin O'Connell. I'm glad we got him.
I like that hire too. That'll be good. I like Harbaugh, but I think you guys got the better guy right now.
I'm gonna go on the record saying Kevin O'Connell, in my opinion, is the best Rams coach right now on the Super Bowl team right now. I think he's better than McVay. I think he's better than Raheem Morris.
Better than Sean McVay?
I like him better than Sean. I don't like Sean McVay that much. And being a guy who watches the Rams out here in LA, he frustrates me. Same with Brandon Staley though. So one of them's got to step it up.
You see that? That's what he's saying about Mike McDaniel. I love it. I love it, Fel.
Me and Mike McDaniel might be the same person. I gotta double check. Maybe get some dreads or something like that.
He's a boy. I love him. He's so relatable. I think he'll knock it out of the park. Moving on though, somebody said a second ago after the Super Bowl. I just had this mock. We're talking about it on 302 Birds, and unfortunately, it's hard to come up with content right now, guys. But I think that this is actually an interesting trade idea too. Remember in 2016 when the Eagles traded with the Browns for the second overall pick and sent a package of picks? Basically, the Lions would get picks 15 and 16 overall, and the Eagles would move up to 2. The Lions need draft capital. The Eagles could go up and get a generational pass rusher comparable, I think, to Nick Bosa. I would just love this move if the Eagles could somehow pull it off. I don't know. Do you guys think that this could happen? I just think I never discount anything with Howie, and the Lions also need draft capital. And their GM has already came out and said, quote, I'm open to moving out of this spot.
Nah, I'd say keep the picks. Shore up the rest of the defense because I think D-line is your strongest part of your defense.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree with Viv off the bat because I think 2 is always better than 1. Like especially when that pick isn't like necessary. I think the only way I would want to make that pick was if you didn't have your quarterback and you felt like there was a guy up there at pick 2 that you could snap and change your franchise with a guy like we were talking about Trevor Lawrence or something that you really believe is going to really change things. I don't know if Hutchinson out of Michigan, right? I don't know if he's really. He might be that guy, but like if he's Aaron Donald, then yeah. Like if you think that he's that guy, then make the trade.
I think he's more like TJ Watt.
Yeah, if you feel like he's at that level, then 100% go for it. In my opinion, but like Vin making a good point. Like it's not the most necessary. Like it's not the most necessary thing, but if you have a guy TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa you brought up, then yeah, do it. But if he doesn't end up being that guy, then it looks really bad on Howie Roseman. But that's why he gets paid to do that, right? So we'll see what he does.
Yeah. I'll speak on it real quick as an Eagles fan. I just think that this would be a steal for the Eagles if they could pull it off. AIDAN HUTCHINSON is like Nick Bosa. He's like TJ Watt. He reminds me also of JJ Watt too. Just a really good power guy off the edge. I think he's the next generational pass rusher for whatever team that gets him. I think the Lions should take him. But I think it's interesting for the Lions to gain more draft capital. I think you at least offer it to the Lions. And if they take it, go for it. If they don't, you still have 2 picks, 15 and 16. You can easily go out and get Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, and the Eagles also have 19. That's why I want them to trade these 2 picks because you can still have 2 first-round guys. You can just get one of the best edge rushers, I think, of the next 2 or 3 years in the draft, possibly the next generation. And then you can also get a linebacker, what we need help with. And then, bam, it's like your defense is set to go. Because the problem is, Brandon Graham's getting old. Fletcher Cox is getting old. I know we have Javon Hargrave, and I know that we also have Josh Sweat, who's getting a lot better in his first Pro Bowl this year. But the point is, at the end of the day, Howie Roseman likes to have 8 guys rotating on the defensive line, so this one has shocked me. But I just thought it was an interesting thing to talk about.
Well, I'll tell you this: 15 and 16. I don't even know who you would draft at that pick. Like I said, I'm a little invested in the Chargers now. I was like, who are they going to pick with that, like, 17th or 16th pick or whatever? I think the 17th pick they have. It's like some random cornerback. So, I mean, if you don't know who your guy is at 15 and 16, then I would want to say go up and grab a guy who you know who you want at 2, if that's the case.
Sounds like a fair trade to me, if Drake ever said. That's a meme that I'm just using.
Honestly, that sounds like a fair trade to me, yeah.
I think it's because they get draft capital, which they need. We get a generational pass rusher and get to move up. I don't know. Sounds like a fair trade to me. But anyway, yeah, moving on to our next topic. I actually want to talk about passing the torch, as Jay put it best. Now that Tom Brady's retiring, Peyton Manning's been gone, Drew Brees has been gone now since last year. Looking like A-Rod's starting to get up there too. We're starting to really see the gray in his beard. We're starting to pass the torch to some of these next generational quarterbacks. And Jay put it best. Some of these guys are going to have opportunity. I should have put Herbert up here too, but I just picked the 3 guys that I think are the most legit right now for the younger guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think, like, obviously it sucks to see this happen, but who's who? Like, give me maybe some comparisons to who's who.
Well, I have a comparison right off the bat for you that I said earlier this year. Tom Brady is famously known for getting his big spark by beating the Raiders in the playoffs in a game that people didn't think that he was necessarily going to win, and it was because of a crazy, like a tuck rule that was crazy. Now you got Joe Burrow in a playoff game that people didn't necessarily think. No one really thought the Bengals were going to be in the Super Bowl. I know we called it, but most people didn't think they were going to be in the Super Bowl. How'd they get in? By a bad whistle, inadvertent whistle that gave him a free touchdown, the 7 points at the end and win the game by. So that's really Tom Brady-esque. And now it feels like Joe Burrow's in the Super Bowl this year. Win or lose, he's in the Super Bowl. If he could do this a few times, because the Patriots weren't a dynasty when Tom Brady first was on the team. If the Bengals become some kind of dynasty and win even like 3 Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowls, he could be that guy. So I want to give Joe Burrow, I want to give Mahomes the Peyton Manning comparison, that he might be better, quote unquote, than Joe Burrow. Some people say Peyton Manning's better than Tom Brady. But if Joe Burrow can win the Super Bowls, even though he's not as good as Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes sticks with winning 2 or 3, and Burrow wins like 4 or 5 or even 6, then I say Burrow, Brady, Mahomes, Manning, and then I would say, I don't know, Herbert. I like Herbert more than Allen, even though I love Allen. I think they're a different breed. I wouldn't know who to really like. I don't know, like Kyler. I don't know who would be Drew Brees, but those are the 4 guys, and I think future's in good hands after Tom Brady retires. I wasn't sure if it was going to be about 4 years ago if he would have retired. So it looks good now, though.
Can I tell you real quick who my Brees is? I'll just go real quick, and then you can hit it home, Viv. But for Brady, I think I got Mahomes. I think that is kind of, I don't need to explain it too much there. Manning, I actually have Joe Burrow. And I know that it sounds crazy right now to think about Joe Burrow there as Manning. I think he's got the talent. I think that I don't know. I just think that he overcomes a lot of odds when they're stacked against him. And I actually have Josh Allen as Drew Brees. And I know that it sounds crazy, but remember all the bad luck that Drew Brees had at the end of his career? We were kind of talking about it at the beginning. Well, I think Josh Allen is having all that bad luck right now.
I'd say in two out of his last 4 playoff losses, he had bad luck. Minneapolis, Miracle, bad luck. Okay.
So I got Josh Allen as Drew Brees, but anyway, what do you got?
I'd say the Minneapolis Miracle and the NFC Championship were bad luck, and the other 2 were just bad performances by him.
Yeah,
because he played terrible against. I mean, in both games, in the Minneapolis Miracle game, he also didn't play well. Like he threw 2. Like it's not. Like you can't throw 2 picks in the first half and expect to win. Like, but in the second game he played even worse, and then in Tampa Bay he played even worse. So I mean, yeah, some of that you can attribute to luck, and some of that you can attribute to him playing badly because of old age. Like
Yeah, like Viv said, I don't know why it just disconnected. I'm not sure if his laptop just shut off or something. But made a good point. I just think like I said, I mean, what do you think about like the bad luck points that I just made? Like with Breeze and Allen. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like maybe in the beginning or in the end of there?
Yeah, I get it, and I get what you're saying. Exactly.
I apologize, guys. Yeah,
Oh, no, you're good.
I accidentally closed the stream window. But what I was trying to say was that, because of like old age, like his play declined in the last like 2 playoff runs. So
yeah, what were you saying, Jay?
No, I was just saying that for Josh Allen, I really think it sucks to say this, but I think it's just that he plays in such a small market, like Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo Bills. They haven't won a Super Bowl, I think, maybe even ever. I can't remember.
They haven't won a Super Bowl ever. Nope.
Yeah,
just
they
like
haven't
us,
won a Super Bowl ever.
Just like us,
just
they're
like the Vikings
in the Super Bowl.
So that's what I'm saying. Like these small market teams, it's hard for them to win a Super Bowl. It's really hard. That's why I give Russell Wilson a lot of credit for winning one in Seattle, even though Seattle's getting bigger. But yeah, it's just tough. So the bad luck for me on Josh Allen is really just because he plays in that small market. And I think that's just, to me. I know it's the coin flip game that people talk about where Patrick Mahomes went out there and scored a touchdown in overtime. I mean, at that point, like you said, Dole, I agree 100%. It just seems like bad luck, and you're playing against one of the greatest to do it currently in our generation.
But is it going to be like a coin flip rule, like where we talk about it for years to come too, like after when they change it?
Yeah,
for sure. It might be. The only reason why I don't know what they're going to do about it, because I think there was a game the next weekend where I think it was the Bengals and Chiefs, where the coin flip happened, right? Didn't the Chiefs win and the Bengals stopped them and won the game? So I'm sure someone out there is like, Josh Allen, get like Joe Burrow or like get like the Bengals defense or something, because the Bengals did it the next week, the same exact situation. So I think Josh Allen can't. I'm not gonna bail him out and say it's a coin flip. I'm not gonna do that. Defense, you got to step up. Y'all had a chance. You guys were on the field. It's not like you guys.
Yeah, the defense. Yeah, it's not like the defense didn't have a chance. I mean, again, versus Mahomes, it is hard. I'll give them that. But I mean, they had a chance. Come on.
Yeah, they did.
I'm asking you guys a question because this is what I believe. Tell me if you guys agree with me. I know it's Patrick Mahomes, but saying that it's just whoever it is, Patrick Mahomes or the worst quarterback, best quarterback, I'd rather be on defense and start overtime because you're already on that 25-yard line. If they fumble, if you get a pick, all you gotta do is kick a field goal and it's game over, and you're right there in field goal range. So I personally would rather be on defense if I'm in overtime. But I don't know, is that just me or what do you guys think?
I like the idea of being on defense because you can kick the field goal after, which I like what you said. That's appealing. But since the fact that it's like a touchdown scores first, it's like if you're confident enough in your offense, like a team like the Chiefs or like the Bills, I mean, you're like imagine if Tom Brady's getting the ball on offense. He's just like, okay, we just got to run the ball, and I don't got to be a dumbass, and like we win. Cool. Like that's
yeah.
I feel that.
Can you I actually want to talk about something a little bit interesting now. Jay, could you give me a little introduction here?
Oh, let's get it. Weighing at 578 pounds. Never do it. 30-year vet.
All right, guys. The new Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback next season. This one's going to kind of be a shocker, but I'm going to just do
it. Jimmy G! The Undertaker!
Tom Brady's number 2! He's wearing number 12 next season. He said, fuck you, Tom. I'm taking your thing.
Yeah, he said he really said, screw you, Tom Brady. I'm taking your number. All right? Yeah.
But
go fuck yourself.
Could you guys see this? Like, could this be a good fit? Like, if he leaves the 49ers?
So I know, though, I was just thinking about this the other day because I don't know why this came to my head. But over the weekend, I was like, the Undertaker was always the guy that, like, everyone was afraid of. No one wanted to fight. It was always like this guy who was like the greatest. But like he didn't win that many championships from what I know. He'd always somehow lose like by some kind of technicality. Kind of reminds me of Jimmy G a lot. But go ahead. Give me your football take, Viv, because I like this comparison, Dalt. The Undertaker.
Honestly, I mean, I think the Bucks can make Jimmy G's job easy enough if he went there. For him to succeed, take them back to the playoffs at least. Where they go from there, that's another topic. But I think he's serviceable for them.
All right, here you go.
The perfect word.
Here's my hot take of the night, y'all. Are y'all ready for this hot take?
Oh boy, he's gonna be like Jimmy G. He's gonna be a top 10 quarterback or some shit.
I hate to do it. I hate to do this to y'all right now. I hate to do it. I really don't want to do it, but I got to. Jimmy G on the 49ers was a great quarterback. On the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he's gonna be mediocre. He's gonna be bottom 15. With that team, he's not Tom Brady. He's not gonna ball out. Like, the Niners are one of the best teams in football. They have a great offensive line. They have a great defense. They have all these weapons: Debo, Ayuk, George Kittle, the running backs. The Buccaneers don't have nobody. Gronk's not going to be there anymore.
Mike Evans.
He has one wide receiver.
Fournette.
One wide receiver.
Fournette.
He's cool. Fournette's cool.
What if Gronk stays?
If Gronk stays, then all right, he has a Kittle. He has a better.
What about
Kittle.
OJ Howard or Cameron Brate?
Definitely not. I'm not putting the George Kittle, Gronkowski, and Travis Kelce are like these top 3 tight ends. You put Dawson Knox right behind them, and those are 4 guys that you can't compare no one else to in the NFL. Not Darren Waller, not whoever else you could think of. Mark Andrews actually a top 4
Yeah,
guy.
you can't compare anyone else to them.
But you can't compare no one else to those guys. I don't care if it's OJ Howard, Cam Brate, it doesn't matter. He just had George Kittle, who's a baller. Ayuk's nice, young, up and coming. Debo Samuel is running back or wide receiver, whatever you want to call him. He's a top 3 player in his position with Devontae and Cooper Kupp. And then what else do you really have? Like, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Bucks don't have that. And the defense, we talk about how the Bucks defense is below average at best. You just had the Niners, who I think have one of the best defenses. On top of that, coaching. We just talked about, we love the Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel offense. I don't really like Bruce Arians' offense. Any offense looks good if you have Tom Brady. I'm going to say that. It's not Bruce Arians, it's Tom Brady. It's not Mike Evans, it's not Leonard Fournette, it's Tom Brady. So that's all I'll say. But yeah, Jimmy G's going to be a bottom 15 quarterback if he goes to the Bucks, in my opinion. Hot take, but I'm sticking with it. Sorry, Jimmy. Love you, man.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Bottom 15 QB if he goes there. I do agree with what
He is already bottom 15. So.
Maybe like the worst quarterback. He just was in the NFC Championship game.
He sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah, I'm with Viv. He sucks. But we got to get into our next topic. Is Aaron Rodgers? I mean, this report came out. Is he headed to Nashville? Could you guys see? And like, if you don't win a Super Bowl with Julio Jones, Derrick Henry, and AJ Brown, are you Jimmy G level?
Jimmy G beat him already. But anyway.
I don't know. What do you think, Jay? What do you think? Would this be a good fit for A-Rod? And, like, if he doesn't win a Super Bowl and he goes to play for this team, does he still have respect in your eyes? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, see, I have respect right now for Aaron Rodgers because I don't think the Packers themselves are that great. So I like Matt LaFleur, whatever. But, yeah, I think if he goes to the Titans, this to me would be worse than, people said LeBron James when he went to the Heat or when he went to the Lakers or KD when he went to the Warriors, for instance. This would be like 10 times worse than any of those moves that they've done.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because at least they won. Yes. They won because KD going to the Warriors won him 2 rings. And LeBron going to the Heat also won him 2 rings. So,
yes. 100%. And on top of that, look at the division they're in. Like, KD went to the Warriors. The West was still really good. LeBron went to the Heat. The East wasn't that great. But, it wasn't so terrible. I feel like the AFC, that division where you got the Jags, you got the Texans, already you're in a terrible division. And then the Colts, who don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. And it might be Carson Wentz, who didn't look that good at the end of the year. Didn't even make the playoffs. So if he goes to that division, it just feels like it's just a cakewalk. And if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, he just looks bad. Like, he just looks terrible. So I think, in my opinion, you have to go to Denver, play against Herbert, play against Mahomes, and then you got the Raiders. And if you can win that division and you can do something there, you'll be respected like Peyton Manning was when he went to Denver, and like Tom Brady was when he went to the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Viv?
I agree. I think that if he doesn't win, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think he will. I think that the Titans are just too inconsistent overall of a team. It's not even him. It's like the Titans are just too inconsistent overall of a team for them to really win a Super Bowl, even with all like the talent that they may have. I feel like other teams who are more experienced and are more cohesive and are really just more or just like better in putting a whole game plan together will outbeat the Titans.
I think one thing too, Viv, is I think Vrabel and Rodgers would mesh really well as a head coach QB combo. I think the two of them are very like-minded. They're both very aggressive guys. I think like go for it on 4th and 10 kind of guy. Like I think the two of them together with Derrick Henry running the ball off the gut and too physical. Like let's be honest, they don't have two deep threat wide receivers. They don't have one deep threat, one physical. They have two physical 50-50, two of the best in the league, I should say. Physical 50-50 ball wideouts with a gunslinger like Aaron Rodgers. So if one of those two guys gets on man coverage, throw it to them. If not, give it to Derrick Henry. It's a simple formula for me. So the Titans are stupid. If they have an opportunity to get Aaron Rodgers and they don't snag him, they're stupid. Because going in the AFC with all those young QBs, I don't think that he's better than a lot of them. I just think like maybe he could do what Brady did last year. There were still a lot of young QBs that were trying to make a name for themselves in the NFC or win last year. And Brady kind of just came in, and even though other teams were favored, even like Patrick Mahomes, who was at the top of his game last year, having one of his best seasons, if you have a good defense and maybe they can go out and draft a couple guys, sign a couple free agents, and they trade Rodgers, somehow give up like maybe capital in the next couple of years, they're winning a Super Bowl. And if they don't, I honestly don't have Aaron Rodgers in my top 5 of QBs anymore, like I used to.
Well,
Yeah.
good point. I want to bring up a point that you made, Dal, because this is actually probably the best point, I think, for Aaron Rodgers going to the Titans. Outside of us saying I think it's soft because they were the number 1 seed in the AFC and they were like the clear-on favorite to make the Super Bowl, even though they lost to the Bengals. But the reason why I think that we said made sense, Mike Vrabel, if you remember this, the reason they're not in the Super Bowl right now was because they decided to pass the ball in what seemed like a clear running situation that where they probably would have won the game. Instead, they passed the ball, and Ryan Tannehill throws the interception, and they lose, and it's over. But if you want to be crazy like that and pass the ball when people don't expect it, I guess that makes sense. Aaron Rodgers is the guy to do it with, not Ryan Tannehill. So if Mike Vrabel wants to keep coaching like that, maybe Aaron Rodgers, maybe that's the perfect fit.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about that else. Let's see what happens, Titans fans. So getting into our last topic, and this one's going to hit home for me. The Philadelphia 76ers, obviously, there's talks that it may happen this week. They may go out and get James Harden. I would love to see this as a fan. This is just like a mock idea. I don't really watch basketball, so I apologize. Viv kind of told me what the ideal starting lineup would be today. But the point that I was trying to keep with this graphic is I want to keep Maxey in the trade if we can. I don't think that we're going to be able to, but I would rather keep Maxey over Thibault right now. As much as I love both of them, as much as I think that they're great assets, if we have to give up Thibault to get Harden and win right now, I mean, the 76ers just beat the Bulls last night. They're playing well right now. If you had Harden in the mix, and I think you can keep Curry, you're going to be pretty good looking, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
100% agree. I think here's how it's going to look. Okay. You're going to have to give up 2 of these players in a deal for Harden. Obviously, you're going to have to give up more, but 2 of these players, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle, Danny Green. You're going to have to give up 2 of them. Thybulle and Danny Green are useful 3-and-D players. Maxey can come off your bench and be a point guard. So it's essentially what's more valuable to you: injury assurance and bench support for Harden, or defense. I would say defense, just because Harden is not a bad defender anymore, but I would want a lockdown defender. I would want Thibault on my team.
And we're assuming Ben Simmons is in this trade too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, for sure. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
just want to make
Dalton
sure.
would go nuts. I think Dalton would go nuts if Ben Simmons was still on the Sixers.
Yeah, Viv's got a good point.
I like Ben Simmons, but that I guess that's beside. I just want to make sure it wasn't like for some reason, like Harden was like getting forced out and they were just getting anything for him, because that's happened before. But all right, yeah, I think if you give up Ben Simmons and Thibault and Maxey, like he said, I think that's a trade that the Nets would love to have if they can't get both those guys. If they can get Thibault and Danny Green, I'm sure they would take that. That would be great. So I think the Sixers, though, in my opinion, and I think I'm agreeing with Vib and disagreeing with Dot maybe in this. I'm not sure exactly what Dot said, but I think I'd rather have Thibault. If I'm Philly, Thibault's a guy that's untouchable for me because of how good defense he plays. I mean, you just need that guy. Like I think every team, and you can go back and look at teams, high school, college, and professional. Every team needs that one player that he knows his job is just defense, and he'll get the easy buckets when they come to him in the offense, and he'll play within the offense, but. You need that one guy that's a defensive specialist. The Lakers had Metta World Peace. You know what I'm saying? I know the Bulls had Dennis Rodman, and back in those days, there's a lot of defensive-minded players. I think they need Thibault to make a championship run. In my opinion, he's the X factor, the key to the Sixers making the championship and win the finals. Keep Thibault.
I like what you said, and I agree with Vib too. I think Vib made a really good point about Thibault and defense. The only reason I want Maxey and I'm so attached to him is because, like, I just see the future in him. And I see, like, just his playmaking ability. And, like, yes, I think that Thibault is a good defender, and he's just a naturally talented defender. But, like, what I feel like about, like, Maxey's game and Thibault's game is I feel like Maxey can get better at defense. I feel like he can get better at defending. Where it's like I look at Thibault and I'm like, can Thibault get is good at offense and coming off the bench and like being that guy that we need him to be, where Maxey's electric offensively. Like nobody's denying that. This kid makes like hard shots. Like he's good contested. And even though he's smaller, he plays taller, I think. I just love the way that he plays. I think regardless, like Vib said too, you got to give up two of the three guys. Anybody at this point for Harden, because the process is starting to fade away. The window's starting to close, so you might as well test out Harden. You fucked up Jimmy Buckets, let's be honest. And I'm sorry I'm swearing there, but it's true. I'm passionate about it. I'm upset. So at this point, it's not Simmons, it's not Embiid, it's not Simmons and Embiid, it's Embiid. And maybe it's going to be Harden too, but it's still it's a harder window to win right now than it was 2 or 3 years ago with Butler. What do you guys think? I think it's harder now.
Yeah, it's harder because now you have the Nets in the East. So
yep.
Well, I'll say this: in my opinion, if you have that with Tobias Harris, Tobias Harris kind of does it all. You have Harden and Embiid is going to be a great combination because he loves feeding the big man on the lobs and just in general playing inside out with the big whoever he has. And then if you have Thibault locking up on defense, guarding their best guys, so James Harden can do his stuff on offense without getting tired on defense. And then you have a guy like Curry who can just shoot the lights out when you need a spot-up shooter for a kick out from James Harden, and an extra pass from Thibault and all that stuff. I think that who's really beating that team if you think about it. I mean, yeah, the Nets are there. The Nets are probably the only team. The Bucks maybe. I don't really see the Bucks really honestly threatening that Sixers team, and I know that's just my opinion. It might be kind of crazy, but when I see the Bucks, I see Drew Holiday, a great defensive point guard who can play make, he can score, and obviously one of the best players in the league, Giannis. But other than that, I don't see no one really touching that Sixers team with Harden and with Embiid. So that's how I'm feeling. Jimmy Bucket.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much everything. And as always, I want to thank both these gentlemen for coming on the show tonight. I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. If you guys aren't already, check us out on Spotify. The show's on there. We encourage you to listen weekly, listen while you work out, listen while you drive your car, whatever you do. Listen to us. And as always, thanks for tuning in. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. If you guys want to say anything, you can.
Yeah, Super Bowl this week. We got the Rams. We got the Rams, or someone got the Bengals. I think Dalton might have the Bengals.
Oh, yeah. I know we gave our predictions last week on that. I was going to throw up the graphic again tonight, but I was like, and then we just ran out of time. But I got the Bengals. I'll give you a quick score prediction. Let's just say 38-24. Actually, I'm going to go closer. 31-24 Bengals. That's my score prediction.
38-24. Okay. 38-24?
No, 31-24. 31.
Okay. I respect it. Viv, you got next? You want me to get next?
I'll take it. 28-9 Rams.
28-9. Yeah, actually, I had my last score prediction was 28-9. Someone else told me 31-10. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say 48-47. No, yeah, I'm just gonna say 48-47 Rams by 1 in a shootout. Let's just do that.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Let's get it.
Always, guys, dope show. And have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next Monday.
Take care.